Hello everybody, welcome to another review. So I'm going to be reviewing the brand new collab album by sludge metal band Chat Pile to the ambient artist Hayden Pedigo. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I probably wouldn't have liked this album as much if it was just a Hayden Pedigo release. No offense to the guy, but it's just quite out of the normal sound of stuff I want to review, and I didn't want to kind of go into something I know I wouldn't really be interested in. But Chat Pile was what sold me on this, and that's probably the reason why I've gone to reviewing this. I view this as more of a good collab, but Chat Pile kind of feels like the selling point to it for me, and that's it. So if it was more or less just a Hayden project, I probably wouldn't really be that bothered with it. But Hayden Pedigo does have a good amount of influence, if not a really big amount of influence on this record. A lot of songs have a calmer aesthetic. A couple of songs do feel like the sludgy Chat Pile feel, but I feel like they kind of wants to make it more of a split album with some collabs on there, rather than it just be a every song feels meshed out. Some songs like Never Say Die or the Matador just feels like this is a normal song from Chat Pile, and I don't really see how Hayden really puts much into those songs, which I'm not saying he doesn't, I just feel like it does feel more like that's a Chat Pile focused song, and some other songs feel like they are Hayden songs entirely. They're just very instrumental, tame, that don't really feel like a Chat Pile song. It just kind of feels like you have a mixture of the two, with tracks like Radioactive Dreams, which definitely utilise both the members, both the band and Hayden pretty well, and then you kind of get songs that just feel entirely like it would have Hayden on it and not really much of the band's involvement. So it feels like a bit of a weird mesh of it, but I find Hayden kind of dominates a lot more on this project, and I feel like Chat Pile, while it's a collab, I definitely feel a lot of the time I think they're more of just a kind of a feature to really drive more of the ideas of this ambient sound, while putting in some metal influence here and there. There's bits of stuff for Chat Pile fans, but I feel like if you're a massive Chat Pile fan and expecting Cool World or God's Country, you're probably going to be a little bit disappointed, because it's not really focusing on that. Now, in general, I feel like the sound of every track and the whole environment of it is pretty nice. There's some very nice soothing stuff. Some songs are quite short. Some songs go pretty much all out with longer length, like the Matador being almost 8 minutes. But yeah, it's very experimental, and I feel like it's a project that's interesting. And personally, with some of the songs on now, I'm kind of glad we have it. But I don't necessarily think this is something that was needed either. It's cool that it exists, but I feel like I could probably live without it, is how I personally feel with this release. With that being said, though, the quality's pretty nice. The production with Hayden's influence on it has been very good, and we've had some pretty good sludge stuff on here as well, so it's nice that we kind of get to see it, more Chat Pile content in some way, or shape or form. And I feel it's just a case of, it's not a good Chat Pile album, but it's a good album overall, and I just kind of hope that maybe if this is a bit of an influence, we don't get too much. Thanks. We don't get too much of kind of this dragging on to Chat Pile's music going forward. I wouldn't mind a little bit more kind of ambient feel to it. Stuff like Radioactive Dreams would be interesting to see Chat Pile have a take on it, but I kind of want to just see a full Chat Pile sludgy album again. But again, it's just because it's a little project it wants to do, and I appreciate what they've done. If anything, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, to be honest. I know there's people that will absolutely enjoy it, and I think it is still high of quality. I just don't really vibe with it much. It's just not really something for me, or something I'd really want to go out of my way to listen to. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope you'll enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.